Lisa Matassa, I love to begin by asking a star to give me their 60 to 90-second bio from birth to where you are now.
I like how you called me a star. I thought that was great. But okay, 60 to 90 seconds. I'm Italian, you know that, right? So
Yeah,
Italians talk. Okay.
You gotta try.
Ready? Tell me when.
Go.
Go. I was born in New York. I moved down to South Florida when I was 6 years old with my family. Moved to South Florida and started listening to country music until I was about 15, 16. During that time, I was trained as a classically trained as an opera singer for 5 years. Came to New York as a sophomore in high school and joined some rock bands because there was no country music in New York at that time. Got offered a record deal at 19. Had 15 Minutes of Fame, touring with Taylor Dane and Brenda K. Starr under the stage name Lisa Lynn, in homage to Loretta Lynn. And met my husband in 1991 and got married in 92, had 2 children, and put my career of being a country music artist on hold to raise my family, but never stopped singing, never stopped writing, performing. And about 5 years ago, I decided to take a leap of faith and go after that dream, because I got tired of saying, I wonder, what if? And I'm going to say, why not?
Well done.
Thank you. Was that under time?
That was great. I don't know. I wasn't going to stop it.
Okay.
Anyway, that's a long period of time that you were working on this and wanted to do this. But when did you really believe in yourself as a singer? And when did it go from amateur to professional? And was that a hard or easy decision to make?
I think as a woman in general, I think, in this society, you always try to be the best you can, and you have insecurities. Like every woman out there, I have a ton of insecurities. But I'm going to say from a very early age, when my parents used to take me to different talent contests and things like that around South Florida, I felt very confident in one thing, and that was that I could sing and that I had really gotten a gift from God, basically, and I needed to share it. So if ever I felt down about anything, whether it was about myself or sad about something that happened at school or something like that, I would just go in my room and just sing.
Very nice. Now, you like Martina McBride, she's a good example of a female artist that decided to do this and have a family at the same time, which is no easy thing to do.
No.
And was she kind of a role model on that, or was that something you would have done anyway?
I would have done it anyway, personally. With country music, it's so real, and that's what I loved about it. It's about real life, and it's about going after, dealing with challenges and going after your dreams, and not let anything let you down or keep you away from doing that. And I am so lucky. I have the most incredible support system for my family. Between my husband, my 2 teenagers, my parents, there's just a great love there and respect for all of us. And the fact that, I decided to take a really big leap of faith at this stage of the game, and it's been wonderful. So yeah, I think you can do all if you just put your mind to it and have the support.
Now, are any of your children chips off the old musical block?
Yeah, actually, my son plays the drums. He's wonderful. He's really great, and he just started playing guitar as well. My daughter sings. She has such a beautiful, beautiful voice, but she's not comfortable, I think, performing in front of people, and I don't think she realizes how good she is. But yeah, my husband plays the drums too.
Wow. I think it's always a plus when a singer can write a lot of their own stuff. And when did you start doing that, and when did you know you were actually a good writer?
I started writing very young. It would be stories. It could be, I've always had a pad and paper at the time, and now it's on the iPhone. Inspiration will come to me. And I think when, my father is one of my biggest critics, and he has been since I was little. And I would always approach my dad, and I would say to him, look, I wrote this song, what do you think? And he would tell me, well, I don't like this part here, or you should talk about something else. So I think it was when I got older, that I realized that my music started to have more meaning to it, in my opinion. I think as you grow and you mature, different things you've experienced in your life, it comes through in your music. So yes, when I was a teenager and writing songs, it was all about, falling in love and heartbreak and Saturday night dance at the school, different things like that. So it has matured quite a bit.
I think you have an eclectic amount of influences.
Yes.
And who was your biggest influence musically, and certainly your biggest influence as a country artist?
As a country artist, I'm going to say Johnny Cash, Dolly Parton, Loretta Lynn, all the classic country artists.
What was it about them that you hooked up to?
Well, the way they approach their songs, the delivery of a song, Dolly especially, and just the way they sang it so that you thought that you were being sung to personally. They have such emotion when they sing, and their voices were great. I also loved Barbra Streisand growing up. I loved her. I used to emulate all of them. I used to sit in my room and I would line up all of my dolls, my teddy bears, my Barbies, everything. This is really crazy, but I really did, and I would try to emulate them and try to sing just like them. So I would stand in the mirror and I would sing to them, and I would try to sound like them. But I developed my own style over the years. But even artists like Nancy Wilson, Bonnie Raitt, I love their fire, their energy when they sing. Linda Ronstadt is another one. So yeah, Bon Jovi, Lynyrd Skynyrd. I love the Southern rock. There's just so many people that I really adore. Even Celine Dion, I love her too.
Well, it's very hard to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it was a family, writing your own stuff, singing your own stuff, making your way a lot of the way by yourself, doing a lot of stuff yourself. Was there ever a time where it got so jammed up that you said, I can't do this, I got to do my family, or I got to do this, and give something up?
I'm lucky in the fact that I have two children that are old enough right now to do things on their own. They're a bit more independent than they were when they were younger. And when they were younger, I was real careful about when I would book a gig and how far away it would be. But they have seen me with musicians and music in my house all the time. So it was really second nature for them, and it was a familiar territory when I approached them and I said, look, I really want to see what would have happened, and if I have your support, I'm going to go for it, and understand there's going to be different demands from us, and there's going to be responsibility that I need to do. But if you feel that you don't want me to do this, or you feel that you just don't like the whole project that I have in mind, I won't do it. I'll stop. And to this day, if my children came up to me and said, "Ma, we miss you, we want you to come home more," and whatever, I would do it. I would give it up for them. They come first, they're paramount, and I really truly believe that everything happens for a reason, and where I am today, right now in this seat talking to you, is exactly where I'm supposed to be today. And what happens tomorrow will happen tomorrow.
Being a successful singer like you are at this level is a true blessing.
Yes.
How do you give back?
I'm so grateful every day. I'm huge in prayer. I really believe that God listens to you, and regardless of who you believe in, whoever your God may be. For me, I go to Him all the time, and I always feel like it's important to give back. So whether it be through my singing, but I'm also a huge advocate for children with autism. I love to volunteer my time with the Humane Society and an organization in New York called the Last Hope Animal Shelter. I think it's really important to give back. My nephew is autistic, and he also has cerebral palsy, and we try to do some things with that organization as well, called the Sidewalk Angels Foundation. So it's important for me to give back. I think that as humans, that's your job.
When someone commits you as a fan, and you have a bunch of fans out there, that's a responsibility, isn't it?
Yes.
And how do you interact personally with fans because of that?
I am so grateful for them. The fact that they feel something when they hear my music, and that they're responding to it or relating to it in any way. So I appreciate it so much that as of now, I answer every piece of mail that comes through, whether it's fan mail through the mail or on the internet. I still respond to all of them. I love dealing with them. I love giving them behind the scenes of what's going on. I want to bring them on the journey with me, because without them, I wouldn't be here.
What was the best piece of advice, and you talk to a lot of country singers, what was the best piece of advice that helped your career the most you got from an artist?
Best piece of advice I got from Randy Owen of Alabama. I had an opportunity to meet him recently, and he said to me, never forget where you come from, and never forget that you cannot make everyone happy. You can only make yourself happy, and do the best you can every day. And so for me, those are words to live by.
Now, what was your worst performance disaster, and how did you handle it?
It was when I was doing Lisa Lynn, and it wasn't really that bad. I was on stage performing live in front of this packed crowd in New York City, and I had these dance moves that I had to do, and I love to sing live. I don't ever lip sync. So I had the microphone, and I had these 2 dancers behind me, and the high heel got stuck in something on the stage, and my shoe went flying off the stage and hit somebody in the audience. It was embarrassing because when I got off, the guy is holding my shoe. But yeah, it's not as bad as some, like, you know, I haven't, thank God, knock on wood, I haven't fallen off the stage or anything like that. But yeah, that would probably be the worst part. I remember that. It was so embarrassing because I'm trying to perform now with 1 shoe.
Well, from that disaster, what has been the peak moment of your career so far on stage?
That's an easy one. I was performing on stage with Casey James at a concert in New York. And we were doing an acoustic set, and Whitney Houston had just passed. And I wanted to do a song to honor her memory. And so I performed I'll Always Love You in a packed auditorium. And during the song, I had closed my eyes just to really feel the words that Dolly wrote and to really honor Whitney. And when I opened them, the audience was on their feet. And they had given me a standing ovation that floored me because they were doing it for so long after I was finished with the song, and I actually broke down a little bit and had to keep it together because I never in a million years thought that would happen, singing one of her songs, and it did, and it was incredible, and I'm so glad we got that on video. So glad.
Great talking to you. Thanks so much.
It was so great to talk to you as well. Thank you.
See you another time.
I hope so.